Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Bully Mondays. I am your co-host, Zach Valentine. For those of y'all that don't know, we are on episode 9. And tonight, we got our guest, Roger and Dina Stout. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Team X-Dog in the building. Episode 9. It's Monday, y'all. You know what time it is? Muscle Bully Mondays, man. For those of y'all that's just tuning in, it's your first time. If you got any questions, you see the question mark at the bottom of your screen. Please be sure to hit the question mark and put your question in the question box. Let me get our guest in here. There's
So
one.
I realize who your doppelganger is, man.
Uh-oh.
George Michael. That doesn't look
that's
like Roger.
Yeah, no, hold on. How do we?
Roger been hitting the.
They've been at the beach.
There he is.
What's
there
up?
she is.
Hi guys.
What's going on?
What's up? We got you sideways.
Are we
Sitting
sideways?
sideways?
Turn it.
Let me see if there's
Yeah.
a way to turn it. Can we turn it? Oh, no, that's wrong. Is that right?
There we go.
Uh-uh.
No, y'all still sideways. Sitting sideways.
I
Boys
guess we
in the
just got to turn the
days.
phone.
There we go.
Oh.
Okay, that'll work.
Hey, that building looks familiar.
Man.
No.
It looks familiar.
Yeah, it does.
I think we had a guest on here a while back in the same building.
A special guest.
Interesting. Yeah, special guest.
That's
Special
right.
guest. Yeah.
So how y'all doing? I mean, tonight's theme, we really wanted to talk about the importance of partnerships inside the bully community and how to grow a brand in kennel and a program. And I don't think, you guys there's not a better representative than the Stouts, couple that has come in and you guys set foot in here and have made a pretty bold statement. How long have you guys even been in the bully game?
Yeah.
About 3.5 years.
Wow. So that's a fast track. You guys fast track.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
we
super
really
fast.
spent, I think we spent like the first 2 years just concentrating on, getting the base amount dogs, like, kind of going after that look that we wanted.
Yeah.
And then, so moving on for the latter part of this year and into next year, we're going to really start concentrating on breeding those dogs that we originally purchased.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about the look, where did you establish the look? Like, where did you guys come up with the vision? Did you guys come up with it together? And then what inspired your guys' vision today?
I think it kind of started for her first, so I'll let her roll with how.
Vision. Big head, big body, big chest.
Well, I mean, the dog is.
Hey, keep Roger.
Yeah,
Roger out of it.
keep
We're talking
Roger
about
out of it.
dogs.
We're talking, yes, this is a child-friendly show. God. Yeah.
I mean, it really was, honestly, I had a vision of what I wanted. Went to Chicago. Grim and Zero came out of these little minivans, and it was
Yeah.
over from there. I knew that I had to have that.
Yeah, pretty much the truth.
So
Zach,
before
could you
that,
imagine-
so
Yeah,
like,
well-
what turned you on to the breed itself? Like, who was around you, or did you just see him on Facebook, or?
Nope. Went to, we go to Ocean City every year. Walked
Yeah.
into a skateboard shop. Sitting behind the counter was this beautiful blue dog. And I said, what is that? I have to have one.
Yeah,
And it was
happens
an
every
American
time.
bully. A blue American bully. Of course, we have Machiavelli. And Machiavelli was my dream dog.
Yeah.
My absolute dream dog.
Yeah.
And he still is today.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think
he's nice.
what kind of refocused, even early on, what kind of refocused, we went to our first ABKC show in Louisiana, Shreveport, Louisiana. And we had our first American bully with us. She was about 1.5 years old, I believe. And we put her in the 1 to 2 standard class. The senior judge in show 1 immediately booted her out of class and sent her into the classic class.
Yeah.
So that was kind of an eye-opener for us. We were like, oh, so this isn't a standard. So then we kind of reevaluated what we thought the standard was, because at the time we thought she was a standard female, but obviously she wasn't. So I think that's another thing that kind of fast tracked us on the leaning more toward the heavy type dogs, just because that's what the ring wanted.
Yeah.
Is Machiavelli going to nationals this year?
If he goes, he's just going to go hang out and meet and greet, basically.
Yeah.
He's a little bit too extreme for the ABKC class,
Right.
but we love to take him. He's just
Yeah.
a good dog.
Yeah.
He's a good dog.
One of my perspectives when it comes to getting into this game, some people kind of frown upon it, but I think it's the best way to approach it if you're in position to do that. And that is, I sat back for a long time, right? I got into the bully game probably like 2002, 2003, then got out of it because I wasn't in a financial position to really excel my vision the way I wanted to. And I took a pivot, got into the nutrition side and took a different lane. But I always stayed and kept an eye on who was doing what, letting people kind of do the work. And I always told people, like, you can go out there and you can try to get some mediocre stock and try to produce a dog that you eventually want to produce, right? And then eventually get your ideal dog. Or you could sit back, go get 3 jobs, whatever you got to do to stack that 10, 15 grand and go buy that stock. And I look at it like this, like if you have an opportunity to jump into some stock that is already proven, it can fast track you to where you want to be at. In any other aspect of the world outside of just saying, hey, I just want to be able to say that I, produced this dog. I just think it's a no-brainer on the business side,
Right.
When it to excel in this game and having other avenues and streams of revenue to come in that don't come from actual your breedings, right? Gives you almost a competitive advantage. I know you guys are entrepreneurs. You guys have other business hustles. Everybody that I know is kind of really successful in the game also has other business hustles, and they're more focused on the breed of the dog and the look of the dog and the vision, and the byproduct happens to be that their products are in super demand.
Right.
Has that been very similar to your guys' way of doing it?
And it kind of has been. Basically, we were blessed with having a partner in Stanley.
Home run.
Yeah.
An absolute. I mean, the guy
that's
is
the fast track there.
top notch, most humble human being you'll ever meet in your life.
Yeah.
But upon that, like, we could go and we buy that dog, but it is our responsibility as partners to, number one, feed the dog properly.
Yeah.
Number two, do the right supplements. I mean, everybody knows we use the X-Top supplements. Everybody's like, why do your puppies look so good?
Yeah, we hear that all the time. They were like, why are your puppies so big?
I start our puppies on the puppy naturals like as soon as I can,
Yeah.
You got to exercise those dogs. You've got to put the X-Dog vest on 30 seconds and put that dog out. And we're fortunate enough that we live in West Virginia, so we have hills.
Yeah.
So we can build that dog. I mean, you buy it based on its breed, and you look at its parents and all that, but it also your responsibility to maintain that dog's health.
Yeah, kind of craft it into what it potentially could be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like Roger, full time now, is home managing dogs.
Yeah.
I manage the businesses. He comes in sometimes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays and helps out in the shop. But, our dogs are our number one goal.
Yeah.
They're more important than everything.
That was a big sacrifice, because I know at one point you were also doing graphics, and I remember you making a post and you were just like, hey, I've gotten further along with the bullies, I'm taking more into it, and you just walked away from a established business. And I was like, man, that's pure dedication like that.
This building you're looking at used to be the graphic
used
shop.
to be. And it was like, the graphic side of it stayed steady, and we had all the equipment we needed to do whatever we needed to do. But it also has to do a lot with passion. And if you have a passion for a project, you'll see that project through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when your passion about your project fades away, especially when something else comes in and you have a real passion for that, you realize, like, you're sitting in the office all day doing the graphics or whatever, and you realize, I should be home taking care of these bullies and doing what I need to do with my bullies. So it's just a matter, like, if you're passionate about something, it doesn't matter how many hours you work. You'll get up 6 o'clock in the morning and work till 12 at night. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing's going to sway you from your goal if you're passionate about it. So it was just one of those decisions. I've never been afraid to have something labeled a failure, per se, and just say,
Yeah.
that business didn't work out. I'm not going to
Yeah.
waste my time, my energy, or any more of my money on it. You know, over here's where I feel like I belong. I'm going there.
Even though it wasn't failing, he just wanted to
Yeah.
be home with his dog.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and then you still, in the long run, now you take what you've learned from that, you took your skills, your assets, and you can put it towards your bullies. Like, you can do your own stuff, you can do
Yeah,
this, you can do that, you can
absolutely.
market yourself in your own fashion. So, like you said, nothing's ever a failure if you can learn from it.
Right.
Right.
And I learned a ton from that. And no, that wasn't a failure, but it wasn't able to keep my passion. You know, my other businesses, I worked there 7 days a week from open to close for 3 years. And then I never questioned it. Like, that was my passion. I was doing that. You
Yeah.
know? But when the business established itself enough that it could have employees, then I'm like, well, now maybe I can stretch out and do something else because I've got people
Yeah.
I can trust to run this business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
as a team, we do it well. Like,
Yeah.
even when we're whelping puppies, like, he'll go to bed at 7 o'clock at night. I'll stay up till 3 in the morning, and then he gets up. Then I go to bed, and I get up, and I go to work. It truly is, like, a team effort. And we are blessed with a huge team.
Yeah.
You know, we
Yeah.
have Hannah, we have Jim, we have Sam, Han, Samantha. I mean, we just have an unbelievable amount of people who all work together.
How are you able to put that team together, get involved in that team, and how are you guys making it work while other people just don't seem to find a way to be able to do that?
Honestly, it's because we all are of the same passion. They're, you know, great people, same mindsets, just good people. Everything's always positive with us all. Always positive. We need, like, Han and Samantha are on vacation for the first time ever. We're watching one of their dogs for them this weekend. You know, and it takes that when you have that many dogs.
Yeah.
You have to have a team.
Yeah.
Like, he and I are a team, but then we have, like, you're part of our team. You're a big, you know, part of our team with X-Dog.
But everybody,
So,
you know, just like Sam, you know, he's willing to let us do, you know, learn on our own if we want. But he's also right there for us. If we have a question, boom, we hit the phone and we're like, Sam, what do we do? And he's like, okay, this is what you do. And a lot of people out there are just getting started in bullies. They don't have that. They got Google to fall on, and 90% of the time, all that's wrong. You know, so to have someone experienced, you know, right beside you, to be able to jump in and say, hey, you know, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you should do, then, I mean, that helped a lot. It helped eliminate a lot of mistakes along the way.
Yeah. So, you know, having that team, especially, like, you know, having Hannah in there showing Precious, you guys said something precedented in the ABKC world, right, with her.
Right.
How'd that come along, and how'd you end up getting her? Like, where did she derive from?
All right. So Sam came to a show. Sam and Vanessa, his wife, came with Precious. And I immediately fell in love with her. Like, that was my dog. She was my dog.
Yeah.
Well, that day,
Sam didn't know it yet.
Sam will tell you now that he brought her to see how we interacted together, Precious and I.
Yeah.
Well, then Sam left with Precious that day. I was destroyed. I was like, no, he took Precious. Then along the way, I was just like, Sam, that's my dog. That's my dog. So then once he realized that was my dog.
Once everybody got on the same page.
Yeah, we co-owned her together.
Yeah.
And what you saw, Precious, last year at Nationals, she is a totally different beast right now.
Yeah.
Nobody has really seen her. We haven't had her out. She is she's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. When are you guys going to make the announcement?
Who?
How?
No.
No.
There's a special. Yeah.
After.
Yeah.
After it's confirmed.
We want to confirm and then have the litter.
Yeah.
And you'll be one of the first people to know.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. I can't wait. We got to
Yeah.
get behind that litter. I think there's going to be, I mean, man, first of all, good luck with that litter. Let's just, send all the blessings your way that, she's able to do what you guys need her to do, which is reproduce a better version of herself,
Yeah.
Right.
and that all the puppies come out healthy and that, you get everything you want out of that.
That's the main thing. We don't really announce a whole lot. We
Yeah.
just like to sort of keep it within, so then we can pick our keepers.
Yeah, it's funny because we share maybe 3 dogs on a regular basis. You'll see Machiavelli 7,
Yeah.
Maybe Precious, but there's a ton of dogs in our yard, and they're all coming up, and we just keep them behind, and like we wait for their time. You know what I mean?
I know. I look at your facility. I'm like, where are all the dogs at?
They're there. Wait till you see 7.
Yeah, I mean we do.
I'm excited about seeing him.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. He's a super nice dog.
Oh, he gets better with every day.
Yeah.
What I notice about pictures too is that pictures they just don't do these dogs justice. When I see Zero, he looks phenomenal in photos. Seeing Zero in person is just a different,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different perspective.
And
Zero is absolutely at his very prime right now.
Yeah.
Even when I see him, and I see him all the time, but when I see him, I'm just like, man, he gets better with every time I see him.
Yeah.
And doing his dad proud.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
So what are the plans with 7? Like, is he hitting the show ring? What is he doing? Is he going to be at nationals competing?
7 will most likely be at nationals. Right now, he's still maturing. He's exercising every day, eating a proper diet. So right now he's in like maintenance mode, still maturing a little bit because he's still very young.
And
How
he's
old is
doing,
young. He's a year and a half. He's still young.
And he's got a few breedings coming up, and us internally also breeding.
Yeah.
So there, there's a time you have to balance it. You have to balance putting them in the show ring versus
that's something I want
using them as a tool for what their purpose.
So for the people that's watching that are getting into it or they're showing now, like how much time goes into each dog when you decide you're going to put him in the ring? Like when you decide, okay, this is the one, do you send him straight to Hannah, or is there certain days you work him, or how does that work?
We've sent 2 to Hannah. 7 spent a lot of time with Hannah and Jim, which was absolutely remarkable for us to have that blessing.
Yeah.
For Hannah, him to be with Hannah, so him and Hannah have a special connection.
Right.
Yeah, that's important.
Other dogs, we'll work them at home, and then I also have a local trainer who she's like a hardcore gypsy lady. Like she don't take no crap from no dog.
Yeah.
And she is very straight up with you. Like, what is wrong with your dog?
Yeah.
But we'll work with her, and actually, our dog will go there with her for like 4 days, and then we go on the additional 3 days. So like every day, even though 7's not with Hannah, she is, taught me how to have him do his things, and I work with him basically on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And that really depends on the dog too. We've had some dogs that just took to the ring naturally.
Nomi Malone.
Yeah, Nomi's a good example.
That's a Magic Mike daughter.
I worked with her a little bit in the kennel, and I'm like, she's a natural. She's not giving me any problems at all. She's doing, so I take her and I hand her to Hannah. Hannah takes her out on the floor, and she acts like she's been doing it all her life. So it really depends on the dog. Some dogs need more work. Some dogs are just a natural at it.
Yeah, and not every dog is for the show ring.
Yeah.
But you still need those dogs in your program.
Yeah.
Some dogs just don't like it. I'm not going to take my dog out there and put it in the show ring if it's not having a good time.
Yeah, I got one. He doesn't like car rides. And I mean, I've been trying since he was a pup. I've had him since he was 8 weeks old. And when he was younger, he would have no choice. I pick him up, put him in the car. He doesn't have a choice. But now, if he hears the keys, if he's outside, I'm like, come on, let's get in the truck. Like and I'm not. He's a beautiful dog, but I'm not going to force him to take an 8-hour ride and potentially stress him out and have an anxiety attack.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of times you go to a show and you see dogs that are just like, they don't want to be there. For us, my dog has to want to do that.
Yeah.
If not, they can just run at home and I'm just as happy with them.
Yeah, I just let him be a dog at this point. I mean, he'll be a breeding tool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of people are like, why didn't you bring your dog out? Well, not all dogs like the show ring.
Yeah.
But our doors are always open. Anybody can come to our house, look at our dogs, look at our facility. But not all dogs want to go to a show.
I
Yeah.
mean,
You know, I think it's
yeah,
important.
some just don't like to work. I mean, they might like to ride in the car, they might like to go with you, but when it comes down to being in the ring, actually putting in the work, some of them don't. They won't
Yeah.
gate, they'll shut down, and
Oh,
it's a no.
we put Machiavelli in the show ring. He looked amazing until he had to do the back and front. He was like,
Yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, down
Yeah.
and
I'm
back.
done.
Down and back. He got about halfway, and he was just like, I'm good. Sit down.
Yeah.
And you got to know, man, if you're a real dog person, like you said, you can't put a dog in a situation to keep forcing him for that title or that position.
Right.
To be
Absolutely.
we
not.
got it.
People are still
I
going to
won't never
respect
do
your
it.
dog,
Yeah.
whether it has that title or not. It is nice to have if your dog wants to do that.
Right. And honestly, it's an excellent tool to use if you buy a dog and you ask yourself, because not everybody's vision is clear. You know, we were mistaken about our first dog. So what's nice is to be able to take that dog to a show, put it in a ring, take it to 5 or 6 different shows. You get kind of a general consensus of what the judges are thinking. You can walk up to a judge afterwards and say, you know, if you didn't win, so, you know, what could I do better or what can I change? That judge is going to be able to help you determine, you know, is this a show dog? Even is this a breeding dog? Is it worth even, you know, following up and breeding with? So I think showing's a great tool. You just have to know how to use it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of I've seen it since I've ever gotten into the game. You know, some of the dogs who really do well in shows doesn't necessarily mean that they transfer as a high demand stud. You know,
Right. Oh,
and
exactly.
you see some dogs that never show that are super high demand stud because people who show, they see that dog and they go, there's some aspects about that dog that can make my show dog or my show line even more spectacular than what it already is. You know.
Absolutely.
What would, I don't know. I mean, Zach, can you think of any dogs who just like really dominated the show ring that was like one of the top requested demand studs ever? Like, you know what I
Man,
mean?
I'm gonna
Like,
be honest. You can't even really say no dog's name because then you're gonna have a breeder on Facebook tomorrow. I'll be like, man, he said my dog. He said my dog ain't producing. He's not producing. You know, so
I was trying to get you to.
yeah, nah, I ain't
Throw
falling
you
for
right
it.
under the bus.
No,
He
no.
thought about it for a minute. He's like,
Hey, Zach.
I ain't saying that.
No, your
I'll let
opinion,
either.
Zach. Not Rogers, not Dina's, but Zach
Yeah.
Thank
Nah, I'll take the smoke, but I don't want it, bro.
Hey, so back to the topic. So these past 3.5 years, what would be like what the 2 or 3 of your most valuable learning lessons and curves that really have helped grow your vision?
Number 1, being able to turn off all negativity. Like, we don't have any negativity. If it's out there, I might know about it, but I'm not going to interact with it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, being positive. You've got to be positive. Your dog is like for a show dog. Your dog's not going to win every show. Your dog might not win 10 shows. But if you went to that show and you had a good time and made new friends, made contact. I met Zach at a show. I remember Zach's very first show, and he sat next to us. But look at that. And now we're great friends.
Now, pause on this before you say the last one. And this is, I think you really hit a nail on it. It's just being positive because I've gone to a few shows that I've gone to lately. I would see the owner just really pissed off at the judge. And then they're wondering why their dog is not responding the way they need to respond. And all that energy is being reciprocated on that
They feel
leash.
it.
Yeah.
They feel it.
And all judges are different.
Yeah.
Like this judge may be looking for this, or that judge may be looking for that. You don't go to a show for that purpose. Yes, I mean, everybody wants their dog to win.
Right.
Yeah.
You go to a show to make connections with people, to learn, to educate other people if you know something that they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not always about winning. It's about the community as a whole.
Right.
Yeah, I learn a lot, man, because I tend to not like just sit around and search pets and like get lost in the sauce and like look at all these dogs. So a lot of times when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know, my bad. But when I go to shows, I get to meet a lot more dogs face to face, and then I get to conversate and be like, okay, well, who's he off? Who's she off? So I learn a lot more about what's going on. And like you said, every show I've ever been to, I've probably gained at least 3 customers whether
Oh
it's on
yeah,
the dog side or it's the graphic side. So it's about
Yeah,
networking to
exactly.
me,
the
making
knowledge.
yourself be known. Yeah,
Yeah, just the knowledge that you take, just like Sam said, like in pictures, Machiavellian 7, Precious, they don't look like what they look like in person.
yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
So, if you get that opportunity and your dog enjoys going, you get that opportunity. It's a tool in so many different ways.
What
So
was
many.
it we took Mac, the last one?
Um,
The very first one we took him out to, you remember?
I don't remember what show that was.
But I remember we took Mac to a show, and people have been seeing photos of Mac, and we try our best to like take a picture of him and like get a full
He
picture
said.
of what he is.
He said we try to take our best photo, and he's
Well,
got toy soldiers shooting the best photos.
here's
in
what
the world.
I've learned.
Here's the thing.
We got the #1 photographer.
Talk about
pull
we
him out of the
try.
kennel.
Yeah,
It's hard though
You
to
have to
like
keep in mind.
emphasize him.
We pull him out of the kennel, and people are like, "Holy crap! Like he's way bigger than his pictures look."
Yeah,
And
you
we're like,
cannot put that in a picture.
We do the best we can to like capture it, but
We are blessed with us some
yeah,
toy
he's
soldier
just
photos.
huge. But
I thought that was
we're-
funny. Yeah, I was like,
But
we
you still
try and
can't
get a
catch
photo.
it. Well,
Well, I get the best guy in the game, and we can't get better than that, right?
Yeah.
Taking some photos.
But I do take some myself sometimes.
Yeah,
But
no,
anytime I have the opportunity to have Jim take photos,
Oh, yeah.
obviously,
yeah,
I'm all
blessing.
over it. I'm like,
No, that's
"Please."
Let's talk about because I know you've posted on Facebook before, and like you said earlier, like the sacrifice from a business standpoint that y'all had to take when you realized what you bought wasn't up to par. How vital was that to where you are now?
Well, I think it's huge because I see too many people that will buy the wrong dog, right? And they'll just say, "Hey, man, I got like $5-6 grand in this dog, and I'm just going to get my money back. I got to figure it out." So they breed that dog. And at the end of the day, you can do it that way. You can breed that female to a nice stud and then keep that generation and breed that to a nice stud, and you'll get there eventually. But at the end of the day, you save yourself money just backtracking a little bit and saying, "Okay, this isn't female for me. I've got direction." Luckily for us, that original female for us she could still be part of our program, even though she wasn't part of our like long game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't part of the long game. It was like,
And what he's saying also is you have to give that dog time to mature also. So many times I see people that they get a puppy and they're like, "Oh my goodness, it didn't come out like that." Well, your puppy's only 6 months old. You have to give that dog time to mature. Some of this blood doesn't mature until it's like 1.5 or 2. For instance, Kimmer didn't actually,
they actually call her Kimmer. So.
yeah, she didn't actually mature until she was like 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Now, if I'd have said, "Oh, at 6 months, oh, she's just not working out," I would have regretted getting rid of her because you have to give that dog time to mature.
Yeah, now at almost 3, like she's still a classic, don't get me wrong, but there's only a couple components about her that make her classic. Her body-wise, she's a standard. She's got mass now, but it took her 3 years to get there. So every blood runs different. You got to be patient with that blood and wait for it to come around. So doing your homework helps a lot to know, okay, this dog is going to show mass early, or this dog is going to take a long time. So she's classic now because she doesn't have a lot of leg bone and she's snipey. She got a snipey muzzle. So but technically, the bad thing is if we'd have brought her out in 2019, she'd have been a standard.
Yeah.
But in
We were right in
2021,
that cutoff when
in
they
2021, they
started
started booting the dogs. So
Yeah, I've seen pups too that look remarkable as pups and just turn out to be a shit show when they turn adults.
Yep,
Like they look
it
like
happens.
$10,000 pups, and then just when they get older,
Yeah.
they're not bodied up at all.
and every breeder
It's trial and error.
and every breeder goes through it.
Yep.
They might not be telling you, but every breeder goes through it.
Yeah, like I'm sure there's some dogs that champed out at a young age, and by the time they were of age, now they're in the champ class, probably not hitting on shit.
Right.
Right.
So
Absolutely, because everybody matures differently.
yeah,
But if you sort of understand the blood, like if people, when I got 7, he was 7 pounds, and look at him now, like I knew, you have to understand the blood.
What are some of the things that when it comes to litter, what are some of the things that you guys look for to select your picks?
Big butthole.
Because I got a theory, huh?
The big booty hole, bro.
Big
Big booty
booty
hole,
hole.
bro. We've distinguished this through the bully community already.
I'm gonna say big booty hole and bone. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I call
big booty hole
Sam.
and bone.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, what you
Sam,
think?
Come
Sam,
look
what
at
you
these
think?
booty holes, please.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I really like that. I mean, the booty hole, that dog's
Honestly,
phenomenal.
I keep the litter.
A lot of it's phone a friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Help.
it's easy. As much as people get like kennel blind about their dogs, it's real easy to get kennel blind with a litter.
Zach,
Right,
you had
because
litters, you know.
You love those
Yeah.
pups. Like you raise those pups from the moment they
Yeah.
enter the world.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so you feel positive about all of them.
You
So
believe
you're
in
just
them.
like,
Yeah.
I gotta have someone else look at these pups too, because
Yeah.
they can't, they can't all be amazing.
I think the best thing for somebody, man, I keep a checklist. Even though I know what I'm looking for, like I have a checklist and I go through it daily, weekly until I get to a certain point. Because I'm looking for more. At the end of the day, if I'm looking for something that's going to be in the ring, he's got to have confidence. He's got to have enough drive to want to work. You know, there's certain other things besides structure that I'm looking for. So you just keep a checklist and be adamant. Yeah. Big.
Confidence
I mean,
is huge.
I had one puppy and he's awesome, but we brought him to his first show and he was terrified. He would not even come out. I left his crate door open and he would not even come out.
Yeah.
He just sit
Well,
in there.
I learned a lot about, like, when I went to Caesars, about the three areas that a dog stands in, which is front of the pack, mid of the pack, and back of the pack dogs. It seems like a lot of the front of the pack dogs make for really great show dogs. You know, just because you know they're just still confident. Yeah, like something like Bravado is a back of the pack dog. He's a great looking dog. But he's a companion dog. You know, like wherever I go, he's a Velcro dog. I off leash walk him, and he will not go anywhere outside of just 2 foot away from me. But getting him in the show ring and letting the judge touch him, nah, he ain't having it.
He's very, very loyal to, like, when I came to the compound, it took him probably 2 hours to finally get to, like, be like, all right, bro, you can pet me.
But that makes me feel I must be the dog whisperer. He came right up to me.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
He was around and, like Stan said, he was right there on his hip the whole time. And I'm like, come here, Bravado.
He's a very good dog.
Yeah.
And he would be beautiful in a ring.
Yeah, I wish I could show him. Here's another theory I have when it comes to puppies, because I've been doing a lot of studying just on the importance of bone and how much, like, for example, as we get older, as people lift heavy, your bones get stronger and they get thicker. And the reason why they have to get thicker is because they have to carry more muscle and more mass. So I was always wondering, like, when, people like the bully community always talk about bone, but I don't really think they understood why bone was important, because bone usually ended up equaling a massive dog once he matured, a lot of muscle mass. So I just always kind of want to pick people's brains, especially who have the caliber of dogs that you guys have, like, because eventually I see you guys in 10 years where it's like, how the fuck are we going to make our pick? Because it's going to be so consistent,
Absolutely.
And the consistency is going to be challenging. Right now, it's not as challenging as it's going to be in 10 years, when you guys get that.
And right now, it's just keep them all.
Yeah, we're just going to keep them all.
Yeah.
Keep everything.
I mean, it's what
some
of these dogs,
it
takes time. So, yeah, that's right.
What are you in trouble for?
Keeping dogs.
Well, we want to open up the...
No, we do not. We keep them all.
Yeah. I know it helps that we're both on the same page. Like,
I'm not in
we
a rush.
decided to get in this, and she's always been right on the same page with me. Like, she's totally, obviously, if I want to keep a bunch of puppies, she's like, yeah, please.
Yeah, back to square one.
Yeah.
It's very, very important to have a teammate on the side.
Yeah, well, some people are not in the position like you guys are, like, it's not about the money for you guys. So, that's why I kind of want to see what kind of value you guys could offer somebody who may not be in that position to say, okay, I can't keep all these. What are some of the things I need to be looking for in a pup?
Right. Well, you got to have a
Number
goal.
one is confidence.
You got to have a goal for your breeding.
Yeah.
I see too many people just go, hey, I'm going to breed this female to the stud, and I just hope for a better version. Like, you got to be able to look at that stud and say, what is he going to bring to my female? But then at the same time, you decided why you were going to bring that stud to your female. Now look at those puppies and see who brought it, like who got it.
Yeah, all breedings are very well planned out. Like, forever ago planned out. Forever
Very
ago.
strategic.
Yeah, you have to be that way because, number one, there's so many people in the bully game right now.
Yeah.
And you want to breed for a certain, you almost breed every breeding like it's for yourself.
Right.
Every breeding is something that your yard needs
that you
or
need.
can use.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
that's
purpose.
no. So Zach, you want to open up the question portal for everybody if they want to start asking questions? If you guys want to start asking questions, Zach,
Yeah, if y'all want to fill us up, hit us with some questions on the questionnaire, and we will get them in there. We don't have any as of right now, so
Good.
you said good.
We'll just make up some.
Yeah, there you go. 5 years from now, where do you see Rogue Bully Camp?
Positive.
Um,
And be
closer to the goal. You know.
I would say with Precious, Seven, and Machiavelli, those dogs were what I saw as my goal. And
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
how do you better that? I planned breeding.
I think at a certain point, when you reach the level of what you have as your vision, I think, like Stan said, it's more about getting the consistency out of each litter at that point. Right now, you get one or two keepers that are to structure, they're confirmation dogs. Everything about them's good, but then you got the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that's left that might have a slight roach back, might have a slight high rear, might have stiff stifle. So my goal is to get more of a higher percentage as far as consistency inside each litter once I get my vision to where I want it.
Right.
So my goal is I want 27, 27s, and 20 Machiavellis.
Yeah, be able to reproduce those dogs, obviously, because that's what you want, is that consistency. But you also have to look at your current stock and say, can I push it? Can I push it beyond where it's at?
Yeah.
Can I make more of than what I have right now? Can I make more out of it?
I think
because what we think is great right now, I can guarantee you there are breeders out there that aren't saying nothing, and they're going to bring something in the ring 5 years from now, and we're all going to be like, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now all our dogs are getting sent to the classic class. So you
Yeah.
got to keep pushing. You can't be happy with where you're at right now, because you're going to wake up one day and someone's going to have passed you up. So
Yeah, Chris Moore said it
your vision's
best.
got to be long.
In a composite breed like which we have, if you don't evolve, you will get forgot about.
That's right.
And that's the thing. You guys are in a good place too, where the weather is that you can actually push that envelope. Like it's not too hot up there where you're at, which is good.
Yep.
It's amazing weather, and
the terrain is nice.
Great
too.
terrain to build dogs.
So you get dogs running downhills, dogs running uphills.
Yeah.
That puts more of a stress and building on a dog than just have them running on the flat. So
by far, yeah.
We purposely built our runs on a hill. They're on an incline.
Yeah.
So they run up the hill, they run down the hill. They run laterally. They work on their wrists to strengthen. So we see a huge difference with taking a young dog and put it in the field and letting it run on a hill. It has a huge benefit in helping them build their muscles.
Yeah, and it's an outdoor dog versus an indoor dog. If you take that same dog and let him hang out inside, just let him free roam all he wants, versus a dog who's outside, it's not even close on the difference in their body, the feel of their body and the structure of their body. And that's why I say, like, you can heavily influence genetics. Genetics is the foundation, but you can manipulate and enhance those genetics either positively or negatively.
Right.
Absolutely.
And how you exercise it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
You definitely have to watch. I see so many people be like, "Oh, I bought this dog. Oh, and it didn't turn out. Well, you didn't feed it properly. You didn't water it properly.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it.
You didn't exercise it properly.
Right.
I mean, it's not just you buy a dog and poof, it's a national champion. It's a lot of work.
First question.
It's a lot of work and dedication.
What is the main? James said. What is the main features you look for in your keepers?
For me personally, confidence, and I like a nice wide muzzle.
Muzzle.
A wide muzzle. Like I like a wide muzzle, and a nice rear.
Right. So for me, we're number one. We have to protect that look, right? I need to have every generation continue that look, right? So the dog's not even considered if it doesn't fit the look of its parents. So, you know what I mean? You'll see some dogs that just, they may be structurally great, but they just didn't get the mass that, you know, you expected them to have. So for me, it's all about, I want to make sure the dog fits the silhouette. And then if we have issues, obviously we can fix those generationally. But first, we have to make sure it looks like an American Bully first.
Yeah.
And know the blood. Know the blood. Because, like I say, if people would have saw Seven when we first got him, they would have been like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, my girl, Mumu, she's just a classic girl. She's one of the first bulls I bought, but I didn't bring her out until she was 18, 19 months old, you know.
Right.
But up until that point, I mean, I seen her. I've had her. She was nice, but I started going to shows with another dog, and I started seeing other females, and I was like, man, you know, for a classic, she's kind of nice, you know. And I brought her
Right.
out, and it is what it was. But yeah, sometimes, man, I say it all the time. 2-3 years, yeah, you need them. We all need them for what they're used for, because they're the cleanup crew in my eyes. They you know, you bring something big, muscular, sloppy to a classic bitch to clean them up, or vice versa. You know, you bring a big sloppy bitch to a classic male to clean it up.
Right.
I've seen Machiavelli bred to several, you know, a little bit more classic dogs. The dogs that are coming from there are insane.
Yeah, you're gonna catch the medium because he's so extreme and she's so classic that you're gonna catch that medium.
Catch that middle ground.
Yeah, I mean, just.
Yeah, but the goal at the end of the day is to not need that. You know, the goal is to say, okay, I've got all these dogs with great, you know, for lack of a better term, breed type, or, you know, muscle and bone, and then not need that classic. You know, we got all these dogs. You continue to breed them. They continue to maintain their structure and their mass and bone.
Yeah, to me, there's only certain things at this point that we really need the classic for. Like, to me, fronts and the angulation is really what you should be going. Nothing else for the classic. Yeah, the cat feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, the head type is past dated. The shoulder mass is not enough. Right. Some of their rears are nice, but it's still not as big as a standard or a classic. So to me, the only thing you should be going back for is the things that we didn't enhance on when we were focused on making the dog bigger.
Right.
We left some things behind because we were trying, you know, you got to sacrifice certain things to get to a certain distance. But once you get so far, the goal now is to be able to keep it on a playing field to where everything is where it's supposed to be.
Right, exactly. And if your goal is here, you should push beyond that. Give yourself room to back up a little bit if you need to.
And get a team to do it with. I mean, that's what it takes. Like, had we just walked down here into, you know, blindfolded, I would have 15 dogs that were just like, oof. Oof, what have I done?
I mean, there would have been more regardless.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about an ABKC show or any dog show, period. I thought I was in a good place when I was spending money on the dogs, the first 2 dogs I had. And I went to a show and I was like, I looked at my old lady like, babe.
Look at this. Look, you even lost one of those dogs.
Yeah, we got some Traverses and they got some Suburbans.
I remember you were showing that first dog, and then your daughter took it.
Yeah, Tommy, he's still around.
He's lost your dog.
Yeah, I lost him. He's still around. He's one of the dogs I was talking about. He just didn't turn out to be what we thought he was going to be. I mean, he's still a nice show dog, but he's a classic. So I just let him be a dog.
You know what he did, and
he got you there.
I literally watched.
I learned a lot with
your
that
daughter become an amazing handler.
Yeah, her too.
But I think it takes backwards. I think it takes that sometime is to take that dog, and no matter how good you think it is or bad it is, take it to the ring, put it in front of a judge. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to put them in the show. You can just go up to a judge at a show and say, "Can you evaluate my dog?" Now you have to trust in what this judge is telling you. Maybe you want to have 2 or 3 do it. But at the end of the day, that's a good way to say, is my vision in tune with what I feel like, you know, the American Bully really is?
Or not even judges at a show. Just go to a group of the community.
There ain't nobody going to tell you your dog's crap.
They're going to be like, get that shit out of here. Hey, but who is this dude?
Anybody
know this guy?
You know.
They'll be nice when you're there. And then when you walk in, they'll be like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah. You know, so. That's what judges are there for.
It's about evolving.
To make that evaluation. Yeah.
Like you said, you have to evolve. Everybody, I mean, Khan said it when he was on the show. He had some dogs and he seen another bully and knew his dogs weren't up to par where he needed to be. And he said they're still around. I still have them, but I don't breed them into my program because I've seen what can be done. So why would I go backwards?
Right.
You know how I felt about my bully when I saw Grim and Zero get out of those vans? I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in bully heaven.
And really,
right
like Facebook and Google, I thought I was pretty cemented in what the direction I was going.
Yeah, me too.
And then when Sam pulled Grim out of the van, I was like, what the hell do I have? If that's an American bully, what the hell do I have? Because I don't know, you know. But it just opened our eyes to a different direction, you know. And we were super blessed.
Like Zero.
Super blessed to be able to.
You know, like we get to see Zero outside of the ring.
Yeah.
And we get to see Zero inside of the ring.
So y'all get his true personality.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, like 7 is a lot like him.
Yeah.
You know, like
that's the cool thing that I like.
Trained. He's so much like his dad, but I don't know, just knowing these dogs in and out of the ring. Like Zero gets in the ring, he puts on his game face. He knows. And then I see 7 with Hannah, and he's like, I got my game face on.
Well, I noticed with Zero, he's not cool with everybody either, though, too. I seen him when we were doing some photos. Like, he just didn't let somebody come up and pet him. Like, he did a little warning growl. I'm not going to say people's names.
With Zero, it's all on how you approach him. You know,
he was cool.
He's around a lot of people all the time. But if people come at him, like, from the front, just like any human, you know, if you come up to Zero from behind, he's not going to pretty much like that.
But that's any dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've seen people come up, like, they're just so fascinated to see Zero, they'll approach him from the rear. You know what I mean? The dog doesn't know you're coming, so you kind of startle him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've only seen it one time. Of all the people I've seen ever touch that dog, I've only seen.
And they came at him from behind.
They came at him from behind, kind of aggressively, even to the point before they even touched him. I was like, "What are they doing?" You know?
Yeah. It's just like a human, you know, you approach them from the front, you know, we introduce ourselves, and I think that's how we need to handle dogs.
Well, I tell people all the time, like me and Zach talk about it. Our definition of love for a dog and respect is completely different than a definition for a dog. Like, not all dogs want to be hugged and loved on. In fact, most of them really don't. And if you give them an option, hey, do you want this toy? Do you want this treat? You know, like, or do you want a hug? They're probably going to pick hug last, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going in for the hug. I'm the dog. I love
dogs. They're getting it from her whether they like it or not.
Yeah, even if I got to hold them down, you know.
Being y'all got such heavy hitters on your team and in your corner, how important is it to still learn this journey on y'all's own? Like, how far do you push the limit before you're, okay, I got to call Sam. I got to call. Like, is it important to y'all to learn it more?
We have to call. You know, it's just, that's us. That's our team.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like anybody who's passionate about anything, like I love, you know, the pet business and entrepreneurship and stuff, but I hit up people all the time just to talk about business and entrepreneur and how you're growing your stuff. I think that's the same way with dogs. Let's just fucking talk about dogs.
Yeah. Right. It's really no different than our other business.
Yeah, it's not like
we went from business to business to business with our other business.
Yeah.
You know, introduced ourselves, met people, saw how they do business.
Yeah, it's not like we daily operate and then we screw up something and then call him.
Hey, bro.
We're in daily communication.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We all work together.
Yeah.
Like, it is a team effort.
It's just him circumventing certain situations that I may get myself in. And he was like, well, you know, maybe we should try it this way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I had to teach myself. I'm so prideful sometimes that even though I got people in my corner, I'm like, no, I can figure it out. But I've had to teach myself to be like, no, you've been positioned in these people in your life for a reason. So pick up the phone and learn something.
You got people you can trust, like fall back on them when you need them.
Yeah.
You know,
even though Sam is our partner, you know, he wants you to go out and do your own thing. He is just such a humble person. Like, he will be the person who comes in the show and literally wants to go sit in the corner. No, you know, but he is just so humble. He doesn't like a lot of excitement, you know what I mean? People, but he's so knowledgeable. And anybody who gets the opportunity to, like, talk to him and get, like, minutes of what he has knowledge on.
R.I.P. your inbox there, Sam. Sorry about that.
It's a it's a blessing.
Sam loves, especially from strangers, getting at least 15 to 20 DMs a day.
Yeah, hit him up.
dogs.
Well,
hit him
So
up.
if you guys want to ask
now
questions,
he's here. He's
Yeah.
in West Virginia now.
When
So
pumped him up, now they're all like, I'm gonna look this dude up.
he's a country
Yeah.
boy now.
Yeah, he really likes looking at dog booty holes. So just send
Yeah.
him pictures of your puppy's butts, and he'll
Is
tell you if
this
they're
big
cute.
enough? Is this
And
big
he
enough?
just knows. Like, he will literally look at a litter, and you'll look at that same litter and be like, I don't know. And he's like, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And I'll be darned if it's
It
not the
comes with
one.
time, I think. Just over so many, like you said, he's just been around for so long, and he's good at what he does, and
He
things
is.
like
He
that.
is.
You can learn from a book, but firsthand, to me, there's no experience like it.
Yeah.
There's no
And
like it.
you, as a person, have to be able to accept the knowledge he's offering you.
Yeah.
And take it.
Yeah.
You know, take it, because he's going to give it to you. You just got to take it and respect it, and be a good bully breeder. Be a good bully person.
We got
all right,
to
let's see what
Spinning.
Alicia 13 is going to win here. Now, if you whatever you win, make sure you message at XDog. Let us know what you won and get us your contact information so we get shipped out tomorrow.
Yes. Please
That's
do
Let's
fast
that.
see what we
shipping.
got. Yeah, you know we get it out.
Yeah, I
Up
know.
here
I love it.
early.
I place my order. I get it like in a couple days.
Oh, there's a pointer.
Is it one winner? No, we do a couple giveaways a night. If you're not on the board already, if you
Yeah.
want to be, just hit add me. I'll type in add me in the comments, and we'll get you on there.
There it goes. Let's see.
But like you, Zach, you took a lot of knowledge. Like I say, I remember you from your very first show. And look how far you've come in it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like y'all when it comes to things like that. If I'm gonna put my hand in it, and if I'm gonna spend my time on it, I want to learn as much as I
We're gonna
can
spin
to
again.
progress and not get forgot about. I want to evolve with times, not get left. So
Right.
Exactly.
since y'all met me, man, I've been blessed to meet people like y'all, Stan, the people in my corner, and the people that I talk to on the daily in the dog world. It's just it's a blessing to be able to be around the people that I am, and like you said. Sometimes they're teaching us stuff and they're not even really meaning to teach you. They're just being
Yeah.
around them. You can learn so much. So to
Exactly.
anybody that's
Truly
around
can.
dog people, just be a sponge and just watch their every move. Watch their way they're marketing. Watch the way they promote their stud. Watch the way they breed by looking at their pedigrees. There's a lot you can learn by just watching somebody being quiet.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
a
there's
good-
anything more amazing than being at a bully show with people who are all like minded.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the cool thing, to be able to travel the world and be in a room full of people that are there for the same passion.
So much fun.
Another thing, even if you don't have someone, you have like a team or a mentor per se, there are a ton of people out there that are constantly putting stuff out on Facebook and social media, and if they're successful bully breeders, obviously it makes obvious, you can see that they are, they'll just be talking about something, but if you're smart enough, you'll listen and pick up stuff, and just be say, oh, okay, I learned that, about
Yeah.
marketing your yard, marketing yourself, marketing your dogs. Like people
We're
put that
always
stuff
open.
out there. Yeah.
We're always open for questions. Anybody that wants to ask us stuff, we put it out there.
Yeah, I learned a lot from Stan. I pay him in gum. So anybody that needs some advice, just hit Stan up. If you got some sticks of
Don't
gum,
look at it,
pay him in gum. He don't take cash
I
out.
won't answer.
No cash.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, my thing. I'm just like y'all, man. If it's negative, I'm past that point in my life. I'm trying to prosper. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to learn. So
Yeah,
first
you
thing is
can.
remove all the negativity and just attack every day with a positive mindset.
It's out there, you know it is,
Yeah,
but you just don't. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. You know what you have in your yard,
yeah.
and that's something to be proud of.
It takes a lot. It comes with growth. You got to teach yourself to remove that emotion.
Well, you got to protect your energy. You get yourself built up, you get yourself moving in a positive direction, you get yourself confident, right? And then something on Facebook, something someone says, it's negative, and it kind of steals that energy from you, and then you got to rebuild it all over again.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like, get rid of these people, like unfriend them, block them, do whatever you got to do. Quit letting these people steal your energy. If you come from a knowledgeable place and you're moving in the right direction, then don't let these people steal your energy. Like just keep moving.
What would Sam do?
Yeah, right.
What would Jim do?
What would Toy Soldier do?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, man. I
Sorry.
really like the motive that y'all have behind it. No, you good, Stan. Who's our winners? What we
And
got?
just stay positive.
No, still adding people, so you guys keep
Oh,
going.
Okay.
Everybody wants to get added.
I think
We're
you
gonna,
guys
we're,
are going to have Jim and Hannah on soon, right?
yeah.
Yeah. They got a few things that they're working on. They asked if they could wait until they get some things
Right.
they're trying to situate, and
Yeah.
that
So
was
it's
not a
kind of
problem at all.
remarkable this whole thing that they're doing with Zero. Like, I mean, your guys are witnessing history, and they're part of you're part of that networking camp.
Right.
It's
That's
remarkable.
part of being the team thing. When Zero wins, we win.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He's on our dog. He doesn't live in our house, but he's our dog.
Yeah.
He's
we
our
all
dog.
we all celebrated Precious when she did her thing.
Oh yeah,
And then
absolutely.
the same thing with Zero as he pushes on. We're all like behind it 100%.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
very
any
key,
dog.
man. Rick Ross said it. If your homeboy owns a car wash, then why are you not getting your car washed with your homeboy's car? Like the fact that
That's right.
you can claim theirs as yours means a lot from a support
Oh.
standpoint. Like it's not
Right.
like, oh yeah, I'm trying to take your shine and use your name is what you built. No, like that's mine
Absolutely
because
not.
that's his and we rock with him. So I'm behind
that's
him
our
right.
100%. So yeah, that's
our people.
Every
that's
dog
what it's
has
got to
good
be.
days, and every dog has bad days. And you still
Yeah.
love them on their good days, and you love them on their bad days. You're not going to go out and win every show. I might get third place. I'm gonna be as happy if I got third place, no place. I went, I had a good time, and my dog enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That's most important.
Yeah,
I
anytime
enjoyed it.
I get hate, I've really pivoted my perspective. I'm just like, man, that saved me a lot of time and energy. Thank you. I just get rid of them. That way it opens up room for more people. I'm like,
Yeah.
did me a
like,
favor.
Yeah,
I get
I've
so
been lucky.
angry with the world.
Yeah, I've
But,
only had one episode.
Negative and positive, it's still lots of times it still brings attention to you.
Oh yeah.
Because somebody's going to get on the internet and try to tear your dog down. The first thing you're going to do is go, I'm going to go to this guy's profile. I'm going to see this hot mess of dog, right?
Yeah.
And then they see your dog's picture. They're like, there's nothing wrong with this dog. I like this dog.
Then they see the dog in person, and they're like, what?
Yeah. Or the person that was talking shit ends up even having a shittier dog than you, so then they come to your page and are like, oh damn, let me go hop with this dude. Like, this dude's dogs are nice.
So you just can't stress any of that.
All
It's
publicity
hard,
is good
me.
publicity.
That's right. It's hard to let it go, but the best thing you can do is just let it go.
Yeah, no, just stay
We got another winner.
focused and positive.
All right.
Congratulations.
Is Camp 8 in here?
Camp 8 Bullies, you've been chosen. Hit up at XDog. Let them know you've won with your. Oh, yep, there they are. We are here. Yeah, hit us up at XDog with your shipping details and your address and everything, and we'll get you locked in. On to the next spinner. The list got longer.
We got a few more minutes, so if y'all have any questions, it's time to ask them now. These guys are very successful. They're up and coming. You're going to want to have them in your network. I promise you. You're going to regret it if they're not going to have time to have you in their network in 3 to 5 years. I'm telling you right now.
We always have time for questions, whether it's about our dogs or somebody else's dogs, about X-Dog, whatever.
It is funny. It is funny you mention that because, when we were first starting, a lot of people saw potential in our program or saw potential in our vision and said, we're going to stick with these people. We like what they do. We like their vision. And those are the people right now, like those day one people, you know what I mean? Those are the ones that when it comes down to, the future of our program, they're included. You know what I mean? But the more attention your program gets, the more selective you have to be because you don't know those people's motives. But the day one people, it's real easy because you're not doing anything yet.
Our program took a little while to develop. We got these dogs as puppies. We didn't get a dog.
Yeah,
So,
that's the biggest thing.
Right now, you're seeing Machiavelli litters hitting the ground that are just unbelievable.
Yeah, they just dropped a 10-piece today.
Unbelievable. Like, people are sending me these dogs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I already have Machiavelli, but can I have one of those puppies? It's like I'm a proud movie. Like, those are my
There's
dogs.
certain things that make, to me, when I first started, that would make certain people stick out of certain brands. And one of the things I got from y'all was quality and presentation. When I seen y'all at shows, it was always presented nice. I mean, you had the van with the graphics on it. You had the tablecloth. You had the tent. You had the whole nine. You had good dogs. So to me, just the way y'all carry yourself in a business fashion of being presentable in such an outstanding way says a lot, and it means a lot to consumers when they look at that. if
Yeah.
I'm trying to buy something, I want to buy something from somebody that spend enough money to want to invest in themselves and make it a better product or make it better than what it could be. So to me, that's
Right.
one thing that I think y'all are very key on is presentation and quality. When I think of Rogue Bully, that's something that always comes to mind.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I
She-
had him take those graphics.
She
off
made me
that
take
van.
stickers off the van.
Oh,
People everywhere was just like, "What's a bully bus?"
oh yeah, wrong business. No.
I
Two
was
things,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Two things. She's like, you drive too damn fast on the interstate to have this big
Can't
And
read
that's
it.
advertisement.
exactly
Yeah,
right.
you can't even read it. Yeah. Phew, what was
I'm
that?
like,
I don't
well,
know.
no, people are
Yeah.
gonna know who we are. They're
But
gonna
I
get
think
on
it
I
our
don't
said
know
it was
how
the booty bus.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many times we go through a drive-through and some guy be like, "Yeah, my father-in-law raises bulls too," and I'm like,
Yeah, that was always good time.
All right,
Main thing we want to promote is positivity, and we're always here to help anybody.
Okay,
We
got a
all
question.
started somewhere.
How do you recommend building confidence in a young pup? Last question of the night, y'all.
Basically, adult. Maybe it's Maybelline. You're either born with it or you're not.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have to work with that dog, but if a dog is backwards, they 99% of the time tend to stay pretty backwards.
well, that or find what they're driven. Some dogs are toy driven.
That's true.
Some dogs
Yeah.
are treat driven. So
Three
it's going to
types
take
of
you a
drive.
minute to find how that dog is driven and use that as a tool to get the dog motivated.
But they have to want to do it.
But eventually, like after you get them, if they're toy motivated, you might be able to get them to move for a toy early on. But as you continue to like set that training routine, eventually the toy can go away. They build that confidence. They understand what they're supposed to do. They understand the verbal reward they're going to get. And sometimes they don't need the toy anymore.
I think that goes back into not all dogs are show dogs.
Yeah, it's a pack thing.
I've taken several dogs to a trainer, and she's done everything she can. I've done everything I can, and you know what? They're a couch dog.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them a bad dog. They're still just a couch dog. They're comfortable with you.
Buying a dog.
I know what.
Go ahead,
No,
Stan.
and I don't know if a lot of bully people do this. I know they do this in the working dog communities just because you have to have a dog that's going to be dealing with just like crazy shit. Is that they start the desensitization out
Early.
the womb.
Yeah.
Gunfire, inside pulls with jugs and stuff like that. Obviously, these dogs are not going to see that, but in the ring. But I don't know if that's something that people may want to start trying, when it comes to the.
You kind of do because like the dog's barking. If you have a dog that's in your house all the time, it's on your couch, it's not around other dogs. You take it to a dog show, there's other dogs barking there. That's going to distract that dog.
Yeah.
So we have a huge advantage. We have multiple dogs. They're always barking for some reason. So when you train your dog and train them right there in the kennel where all the dogs are barking and carrying on, trying to keep the dog focused on the task and not all the noise around it. So when they get to a show, none of that bothers them.
Another thing you need to be report, and I'm Zach, you probably were familiar with this, the last show of the day, they're starting to drop all those pipes,
Yeah, banging and taking
we prepare our dogs for that.
All of it. Yeah, I do a lot of.
I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
even
when they're dropping
everything.
that, it's loud.
But when you're buying a pup, that's the gamble you take, really, because you don't get that time to
Exactly.
actually sit there and figure that out.
You're not
But
going to
as a
figure it out in 10 minutes.
yeah, as a breeder, and you want the best show dog. That's why I say a lot of people rush to sell because you don't take enough time to understand which part of the pack the dog is from. Like Stan said, his dog is the back of the pack dog. There's probably no chance that he'll ever be in the ring because it's not in his nature. He's not wired to want to be there. So if you're breeding, it's up to you to figure out which dog is best as far as confidence, drive, structure, and all the rest. You can't. He might be the best structured dog, but he might be the scariest and the biggest confidence. And when you bring him to a show, he's not going to perform. So you just got to figure it out.
If you get to go see the puppies, you're going to know because it's going to be the puppy that comes strutting out to you, not the one who's running in the back, hiding in the corner.
It's all about what you want.
Your toes.
Yeah.
That one is probably going to be more confident. Doesn't mean it's got the best structure. You have to weigh out what you're looking for.
Yeah, because honestly, the dog that's kind of shy, if you're just looking for a breeder, like in my opinion, I don't really want that dog that's obnoxious and runs like a maniac, unless it's absolutely the best dog. But if I want a breeder, give me a dog that's a little more calm, because I have to deal with them on a daily basis. I'm not going to put them in the show ring anyway. They're just a breeder. So I don't need that extra energy to try to manage that every day. I'm darting off through the yard or something.
Yeah, it's part of our breed. It's part of the standard. You don't want too highly aggressive, hyper dog,
Right.
Right,
tendencies to
absolutely.
do things, but you want it to have enough drive to want to work. So there's a happy medium you got to find in it all.
Have a zest for life, you know what I mean? But not.
Before we
Yeah.
get on out of here, y'all do a shameless plug. Let these folks know where they can find you and where they can contact for any puppies, any stud, any of that.
Okay. It's Road Bully Camp across all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And I think we have a Twitter, but we never post there. Twitter don't like bullies. Yeah. But you can hit us up there anytime. You can find me on Facebook, Roger Stout on Facebook. And I've got 7 as my profile. You can't miss it.
Yeah,
But,
and we're always open to help anybody.
Yeah, I get people hitting me up all the time. And I get more and more busy, but I try to get back to everybody because there are a lot of breeders out there just so busy they can't. So I feel like I'm in a position still where I can say, okay, you're just getting started. I know where you're going through. I've been there. If I can help somebody out, I will. Anytime.
Real talk.
Especially relationship advice from your spouse. They do a really good therapy session, about 45 minutes an hour.
It's real easy. I'll tell you. She says it. You say, okay, hon. See, boom. You're married 28 years.
Yeah,
There it is.
It's 28 years strong, y'all.
We as humans tend to complicate things, and dogs seem to simplify them for us.
absolutely.
That's right.
So
Bring us back down to terms.
Well,
Okay.
I just want to say thank you guys, man. My relationship with y'all, man. I love y'all. Like anytime you guys come to Dallas, you need a place to stay. The X Dog HQ is your place as well. Come by. I'm big fans. I'm honored and blessed and grateful to have you in my circle.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's changed my life. Like
I wanna-
That's right.
man.
I
My
think
sense of
I
urgency.
want to squeeze him.
Yeah, I forgot how much I don't know, man, how much I truly can love something. It's just
Oh.
really,
right.
it's unbelievable, man. Like
Yeah.
the power of
Yeah.
it.
How could
So
you
it
not
just-
love him? Look at him.
I
As soon as
know.
I saw that first picture, I was like, okay, he just did the greatest thing he's ever going to do in his life. Like nothing
Yeah.
else will ever live up to that.
It was just it was so primal and just impactful for me as a person.
Right.
Like I thought I was working hard. And now
Right.
my time and sense of urgency goes, oh, no, you were leaving a lot on the table. You need to work with more sense of urgency. You got to work faster because you got to get back. And if you don't get
Right.
back,
Plus change diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was having problems for a long time with picking up dog poop. I don't know what it was. Like, picking up dog poop would make me gag. And I'm like, I was telling Cam, I was like, oh, I'm in trouble because if he shits his diaper, like, well, here's the thing. The first 3 days, he didn't use the restroom. So we were kind of concerned. Yeah. And then he finally, on the 4th day, and it was like an olive green lobster bisque, just fucking bowl of gumbo jambalaya. I was just like, oh, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this, right? But ever since then, he's been really good. I've changed diapers,
Right.
everything's good. But man, I was like, this is going to be a commitment. But I was down to do it. So I thank you for that. And we're going to have to do this again.
Oh,
I know
anytime.
Nationals is in Houston, right? Like it's in Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's the first week of December. I think I'm not going to be able to make it because we're going to go to Jamaica for her brother-in-law's wedding. But so we'll have to either do something soon. I'd like to come out to Virginia and see you guys up there. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I would love to have you up here.
You're gonna have to come to West Virginia though.
Yeah, maybe we can get Zach and me can hit a road trip.
Help him out. Help him out.
Well, we gotta go to the right spot first.
Southerners,
man, thank
they
y'all
never
again,
know.
man. Again,
Yeah,
y'all
again,
go
appreciate
follow
it.
their accounts. Tune them in, man. Make sure y'all follow them. They are heavy hitters in the game. And as always, man, we love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Team X.
Thank you so much for having
Y'all have
us.
a good one.
Appreciate you guys.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
All right, man.
Bye.
See you, bud.